Hello and good evening.
Hey.
Welcome to Truth Behind the Truth. How are you guys tonight?
Yeah.
Hey, East Coast, welcome.
Yes.
Central Time, welcome.
Yeah.
Pacific Time, welcome.
Yes.
Our viewers in the UK, welcome.
Welcome all over the world.
All over the world,
Welcome.
yes. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We are so excited about this great show that we're going to have tonight with you guys. Continuing on with our actor symposium, leading up to this great Zoom gathering we'll have toward the end of the year with all of our wonderful actors after we've done all the interviews.
Yes.
I am so excited. This is turning out to be such a wonderful opportunity, bringing everybody to light and sharing their truths behind their truth. You know,
And a great organic conversation about the craft.
Exactly.
You know, and not only about the craft, but about life. And I think that's one of the things that we want to give these actors, you know, who come into our space to let y'all know that it's not about the craft, but it's about life in general too, you know, that encompasses, you know, the craft.
I totally agree.
Life experiences, because we all have a truth behind the truth. And whatever that we do, there has to be a passion. So the passion is acting in this situation, but it could be any passion that you might involve yourself in that has a truth behind the truth. It might bring out your authenticity too.
And the main thing is you finding your authenticity.
Yeah,
that is our true goal of it all. Guys, I'm so excited about how all this is pulling together. I was on the phone the other day confirming one of our other actors, and that will be coming on, actor Kevin Savage. We were speaking last night. Matter of fact, he just did a part on Lovecraft, the HBO show. So really, I think you saw. Did you see the show? Yeah, he did a wonderful job on Lovecraft. So you know that.
Have y'all been watching that show?
Oh my God,
that
so
show
good.
is awesome. HBO has been doing some great content since Watchmen. I have to say, I've never seen an HBO series with bad writing. I don't think I have seen anything ever since, I've been watching HBO. You think about 6 Feet Under, Oz, as far as I can go back, and some other shows. But these shows are just powerful. They're powerful, and they're worth watching, and they're pushing the envelope. Either with sexuality, with politics, with race. It's going there on HBO. And I have to say, big ups to HBO. Y'all are really killing it. Oh my God.
I really appreciate what HBO has done. Even back, you probably know I've mentioned it to you on a couple of occasions, but the first one I can remember was with Boycott. My gosh, Boycott was out of every movie that has ever been, in my opinion, about the civil rights movement or during the Martin Luther King. Boycott was probably one of the best. I mean, seriously, HBO did such a fine job in portraying it. It actually was filmed in Atlanta during that particular time, but it was such a good film. And if you haven't seen Boycott, I mean, if you want to get an idea of how the unrest, even in the middle of trying to get arrest, in meaning that balance in the civil rights movement, the HBO Boycott does that so well. They show both sides of the spectrum. It was really, really good. Very, very, very good. You had touched upon I did actually on Lovecraft. Lovecraft was in the Jordan Peele production. Yeah, so he's coming up with these. I guess he loves horror. He
loves gore and horror,
But this is giving him a platform to be able to do that, because one of the things that the myth that has been in Hollywood is that African American people were not the center point in horror films. And the kind of calculated decisions that African American people would make in a horrific situation. He's being able to portray that.
I want to give him props for including one of my most favorite actresses of all time. She's up there on the top tier list. I have a bunch of them, but Judy Garland, the last episode of Lovecraft. I'm telling you, if you are not a Judy Garland fan, you became instantly wanting to know who this woman was after the episode. I want to say because of the fact that he included her movies and her music along with the storytelling of the Korean War. And if you haven't seen the episode, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to give you that, to full story, but I'm telling you, it's worth watching. Great storytelling, great cinematography, great actors. Actors that you don't even see. And Journey Smollett, I'm telling you, I am floored. I'm floored.
Right.
I am.
Right. I mean, just actually really, really great. Really great show. One more point. Of course, we're planning on talking about Jordan Peele next, but even what he did, and how the box office hit came to play was with Get Out, and how phenomenal Get Out was.
Oh,
how well it did in the box office.
Yeah,
because they didn't expect it to do that well. But again, playing to him, that he is fine. Again, Hollywood, if I use that term, is allowing him to portray African American people in ways that we would never have. Because in the past, black guy, black woman get killed, whatever the case, or we put up a fight.
Did he do another film, or this is somebody else's film, Antebellum, with Janelle Monáe?
That's just new. That's coming out.
That's just coming out, but that's not his film. I keep forgetting because sometimes they. But that whole genre of horror film and the black, persuasion on it is getting this rise right now.
Exactly.
And it's getting this appeal that I'm loving. Because if you think about back in the 90s when people would say, well, the first person to get killed in a horror film was a black character.
Right.
Now that's changing.
Right.
Do you see the switch up now where we are now the main character and we're not getting killed, which was always the quote unquote thing in horror films of that time period.
Right.
But now that and it's like I say, big up to those who are really pushing the boundaries of storytelling. Absolutely. At this time when we need it. Even though 2020 is a horror show for some of us. Yeah. Some of us, it's beginning to reality is beginning to set in. But we need those storytellings, and we need some happy ones. Don't get me wrong. We don't need to. I'm not a gore person, but
right, exactly. Well, it is entertainment. You have to put it in this perspective of whatever it is. Again, guys, we want to keep you mind you tuned to the Truth Behind the Truth. We want to welcome our YouTube audience as well as our Facebook audience as well. In that, wanted to encourage you, definitely go to the Truth Behind the Truth page, order that T-shirt. Yeah. These guys T-shirt on. I don't have mine on tonight. That Truth Behind the Truth Behind the Truth. I'll talk so fast. The Truth Behind the Truth T-shirt. Yeah. So we want to welcome you guys into that. Please, please, please share the page. Share all the information. Go back and see all of our videos. There's a whole library of videos that you can go back, or I should say shows that you can go back and see. Want to encourage that from our YouTube audience as well as our Facebook audience to necessarily be able to go and do that. Guys, I didn't say it at the top of the show because I was kind of leading up to it. All right. But I am excited about our guest tonight. We'll bring her up in just a few minutes. Yeah. But I am so excited about, I guess, my friend, McLaurin. We'll talk about how we met and all that. But the wonderful actor, comedian, Coco Brown is with us tonight. Wow. Oh, my gosh. I am so excited about this. But before we bring it up, we're going to talk just a few more minutes on Host Chat, just a couple of things. And then we're going to go to a commercial thing. We'll bring Coco up in just a few minutes. All right. So let's go with the idiot, one more time.
Well, let's not start with the idiot yet.
Okay.
But let's start with the situation in Louisville, Kentucky. That's now,
yes.
Now that we're now in Los Angeles, we're seeing on the streets as well. I was talking to a coworker the other day, and he was shocked by the decision of the Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Mm-hmm. I think that's his name. Don't even get it. But either way, by the decision of where they are now giving out the wanting charges to the police guy. But he was shocked, and I told him, listen. You're shocked, but I'm not shocked.
Gotcha.
Because stuff like that, this has been going on for years. The fact that the Walls got more justice than a black body. I'm sorry. This stuff has been going on, and I'm sorry that you're now paying attention to how this injustice has been played out. But I'm hoping and praying that this would get you out to vote.
Yes. Okay.
Not only vote for this situation, but vote for the situation out here in Los Angeles.
Right.
Because there's a lot of stuff that's going on, not only in Louisville, but out here in Atlanta, in Georgia, or wherever in the United States there is injustice. Right. There needs to be an awakening. And 2020 is the awakening.
That's true. Well, it's 2020 vision time.
2020 vision.
Well, you know what? Because I really don't want to dig into too much of that because it carries too long in the whole show.
Yes.
I appreciate you bringing that up because that is a very, very valid point. But we're going to go ahead and go to a commercial. All right. And then when we come back from commercial, hey, my gosh, I'm excited. The wonderful and lovely and beautiful Miss Coco Brown will be with us, y'all. Enjoy the commercial. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes.
Yes.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to Truth Behind the Truth.
Yes.
We're so excited to have you guys with us tonight. Again, I want to welcome our YouTube audience tonight as well as our Facebook audience. We are in a mode of excitement. You know, these shows have been getting excited each and every week. You know, we are in what we're calling our Actor Symposium. You know, bringing some of the wonderful actors that we know to the screen to tell you their stories, their truths behind their truths. And I am so excited tonight to have my friend, you know, and now your friend.
Yeah.
You know, we'll talk about it tonight, you know, tonight in the shows that we've been a part of and how we met and what's going on in her world and all the wonderful things that she's done and getting ready to do. I want to welcome to the show tonight the lovely, the beautiful, the wonderful Miss Coco Brown.
Yes.
Hi guys. Yeah, thank you. You're catching me in all of my natural splendor. Yes. Wakanda forever. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. Tonight we're gonna be Coco forever.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
So how are you, my dear?
I'm hanging, you know. I mean, I'm trying to make the best out of a crazy situation right now. So
Yes.
as long as I'm smiling and I'm breathing, that's half the battle, honey.
I got you. Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah.
So how's things going in Atlanta?
You know, I mean, it's funny. Atlanta truly has become where I rest.
Okay.
You know, I was working so much in LA and other places that when I came home, you know, I live about 45 minutes south of the city. All my friends say they got to pack a lunch to come visit me.
Right.
You know, so I come home, I rest. I'm in total mama mode.
Right.
Just handling my business, you know, it's probably going to prove very difficult for me to meet a man this way, but
Hey, you know what?
I like being in my bubble. I like being in my bubble. I don't know what it is.
That and hey, I understand. Well, you know, we never know. Maybe a line that in your driveway one day when you come home.
I don't know. I mean, it's gotten to the point that I be winking at the daggone garbage man. I need to get out.
You know what?
I'll be like, y'all need the water, y'all good, you know.
I love it. Hey, you know, you can't knock a man for what he does. If you got a man, might be the right man.
Have you been with a man that won't work? Any man with a job is attractive to me.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, you got benefits?
Oh, wait a minute. Who was that? Jill Scott that did that? No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Jill Scott did a spoken word on that. You know, finding a garbage man and he had great benefits and bringing stuff home. I don't know. You know what? The thing about that is a lot of people, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover anyway.
No.
You should never.
One of the dudes that pick up my garbage is fine as hell.
Okay.
And it took my gay assistant to come running in the house going, "God,
Right.
you got to come see this man getting the garbage." So when I saw him, I said, "Dang, okay." So next thing I know, every time that garbage truck would pull up, honey, I'm out there. Y'all need some cold water? How you doing? I'm like, you
Wow.
benefits. He had dreads, honey. I was like, he was right cute in that little green jumpsuit. I said, wow.
Wow.
I said, you can shower, honey. We be all right.
All right. You know,
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Man, honey, after you
Nothing
be with a man
wrong.
that won't work, a man with a job is attractive.
Yes, it is, especially these days. These days.
Question. So, are you originally from Atlanta or Georgia?
No, I'm
Okay.
originally from Newport News, Virginia.
Okay. Got you.
Wow.
Did you go from Newport to LA first, or did you go to
I went to
Atlanta?
LA. I graduated college and I went to DC first.
Okay.
That's where I started stand-up. I started stand-up comedy in DC.
Okay.
And then I left there and went straight to LA. I lived in LA for 12 years.
Okay.
And I moved here to Atlanta
Okay.
kind of on a whim. To this day, I really don't know what brought me here. I'm still
Really?
figure that out. I mean, yeah, it helped that I could get the kind of house that I would
Right.
always dreamt about and not give up a kidney for it.
Right.
We're figuring that out.
Right.
You get 2 bathrooms, you winning for under $1 million.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
For real. So I still don't know what brought me here. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Okay.
I can't lie, doing all of this going on with the pandemic and all this stuff going on and everything shutting down at one point. I'm kind of grateful I didn't have no $8,000 mortgage during that time.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But you have a science degree.
Yeah, honey, because he knew I'd have been struggle boots in Burbank.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Oh well, listen, we see that all the time these days.
Oh my God. You have. You have to be in LA with a plan.
You do, and I mean, it was great. I mean, I miss it. I miss it terribly. But I don't miss the cost of living.
Got you.
You know, my 2-bedroom apartment and my mortgage on my home was the same amount of money.
Wow. Got you. Well, we understand it because we're paying by what we're paying that right now. Trust us. Exactly. So
right.
And speaking of LA, it was a long-term, which we don't have time to get into tonight, but a long-term I think I shared this with you. We were talking over the phone, but long-term passion to be in LA for a lot of reasons. I think that weren't completely accomplished 100 years ago when I was here. But I'm grateful for the opportunity to be back. And to
not have to stress about whether I can keep my lights on.
Right.
To keep a roof over me and my child.
Right.
It does make a difference. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I would have probably bought a home by now in LA, and it was when I bought this home. I was looking at homes in LA, and I think that's what kind of suckered me into it. I said, 5,000 square feet, 350,000, or 1,500 square feet, 1.7 million.
Right.
Do the math.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been a very interesting time here in terms of, I had become established in LA.
Right, exactly.
And most of my work is still in LA.
Right.
It's funny how, I came here and thought, I could hit the ground running, get in some doors and make things pop. And it's been very weird because, it got back to me, Coco, you're so established, they're scared you're going to cost too much. And, they're not going to call you in, or if they do call you in, they just want to see what you do. So they will get somebody cheaper to do what you do.
Right. Right, exactly.
So a lot of things that got back to me, and I was like, I just want to work. I just want to do good work,
Right.
So it's kind of like, Atlanta's almost become the city I rest. It's not popping here. That I no longer work with Tyler, and they cast so much stuff out of LA. And then I have to scream on some people, no disrespect to the Atlanta actors, because so many of them are my friends.
Right.
They have this stigma. And it's like, I have to tell them when I do self-tapes and send them back and they say, say where you're located. I have literally said in my self-tapes, I live in Atlanta, but look here, check my resume.
Okay, exactly.
Don't put that stigma on me.
Right.
You can't only cast something out of LA because you got a stigma. Like, boo-boo, I've worked heavily and I still work heavily in LA. It's weird. It's like they hear, I hate that they do that because it is some amazing talent in this town.
It is. And I think that what happened was the when the industry launched there, almost going into 9 years, is that you had so many novice people that were went from trying to be a great TV and film actors that they come from the church play. You know what I'm saying? And then overdoing every aspect of their acting. So I think that when they were getting the auditions, but they weren't trained in order to land the role. Yes, and it was abundance of overacting. That was going on.
They were coming from the black theater and that whole, oh Lord Jesus God, send me a man. I can't make these greens. And But even still, they have that stigma. I mean. They even have that stigma. They want to be him so bad.
Yeah.
But they have this stigma with Tyler Perry actors. And I hate it.
Yes.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, but oh Lord, they done put me out there.
What is
But it's funny that, they have this stigma. And it's like, first of all, I don't want to be him so bad. okay, because you wouldn't believe the amount of sets I've been on.
Oh, I know. Well, that's how we first met, you know?
A director or a writer or a producer come over to me and say, Coco, you work with? I said, yeah. They said, how he do it? I said, you think I'm going to tell you that man's secrets and lose my... What I all tell them, I tell them the same thing. There is one chief over there.
Yes, that's true.
You go to these networks and these other sitcoms and shows, it's 1,000 chiefs and 1,000 Indians, and everybody has a say so. Everybody, honey, at TBS,
one. That's true. That's true. That's so true.
And if it makes it to him, that decision will be forever decided.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
So don't get it unless you really want that to be in stone.
I agree. I totally agree because having the opportunity to work for them when I several years ago and had time to spend with Tyler and talk with him and and learned a lot from him. And speaking of which, that's how we first met was on when you were on what we call it, For Better For Worse. Mm-hmm. And at that particular point, I hadn't moved into the realm of what he was in. He kept telling me at the time, I love what you're doing. Even I started out with background with him, but he always wanted to put me in positions that would give me more camera, more opportunity. So when it came down to of course, the film that you and I are in together with the Single Moms Club, that of course we didn't know we were on the same film together. You just how that works. But he gave me an opportunity, and I'm really grateful for that, for him being able to do that, even though, I think that so many people label, and rightfully so in some respect, but they think that every African-American actor has to be under the Tyler Perry umbrella, and it's, you really want to kind of separate yourself from that whole idea because, well, let's put it this way. How can I say this? I don't want to say good and bad, but good and bad that comes from under that. Okay, I'll put it that way. Challenging
that's with anything you do.
Yeah, exactly. And you see it happening. As far as the talent that comes out of it, because there's some wonderful talent that work over there, and then there's some talent. I'm like, I don't know. At the end of the day. It's
like that across the board, honey.
Yes, it is.
I have been on some major network shows and with people that come from the social media world.
Oh gosh,
and they're merely there because of their followers.
Yes.
And Hunty, the struggle be real.
Really?
Looking at the camera, they be turning their back to the camera.
No.
Like, yo, come here.
No.
Nobody bothers to train them. They just bring them there because of their following.
Right.
And then you've got seasoned actors who are like, I'm not dumbing myself down for this. Come here. Don't you look at that camera no more.
It amazes me. When you think about incidents, of things like that, it reminds me of a certain pseudo or moving forward actor had this huge social media following. Well, they had worked with us on Almost Christmas, and I remember how Monique. Well, they had a scene with Monique, okay, and I remember how Monique says, "What y'all gonna do with this child?"
I think I know what you're talking
about. Oh my God. And we were like, okay, because they came with that pseudo that social media persuasion, and she's like, if this person don't get this right, I'm gonna stab with this fork. I'm tired of this now.
Well, I think they've gotten here because they were doing it. They were throwing them into projects because of that following, and they were coming in with no training.
Right.
And you got them going up against seasoned actors who come in their A game, and they're either having to dumb themselves down, them, or they're having to go have that conversation with the director, like, I can't work like this.
Right.
But isn't it the same in the community?
Whatever you got to do, but I can't do this.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
a lot of them now, they're still pulling them, but I think they're putting them through some rigorous training before they. Because you frustrate a seasoned actor when you're having to
That's true.
keep cutting because they keep looking at the third wall.
Right.
But isn't that the same in the comedian world as well, with social media comedics and stand-up comedics? You know, there was a situation I think last year where there was a division between the two with the old guard of stand-up and the social media comedics who were, you know, building up their following, but they weren't great acts on stage. And knowing
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Clubs only care about dollars and cents.
Got you.
And that's why you're seeing a lot of veteran comedians doing skits and doing these talking head videos and trying to build these followings, because honestly, the new age audiences of stand-up, and I use that loosely now.
Right.
Because, you know, I came up in an era where you couldn't go on stage and bull crap.
Okay.
You had to be a comedian.
Right,
You
okay.
could go there and bull crap people and waste their $25, $45, $55, $75.
Right.
They didn't care who you were. Like, now it's like this new age audience is different. The age of Def Jam, where they boo you and they who you were. Now we're in the selfie era. We're in the I want a selfie with you era, where it doesn't matter that you just, you know, totally didn't entertain me like I thought you would for an hour. Long as I get my selfie with you and post it and get likes, that's all that matters. And then when you got the clubs who only give a dang about dollars and cents, they don't care about who's funny and who's not funny.
Right.
Days of them caring about that died a minute ago.
Right.
Wow.
Who is going to put butts in these seats in their mind? Who's going to sell out half the ad shows in their mind? And it's going to get all that food and drink money in there. That's all that matters.
That's all they care about. Right.
So being a true stand-up comedian from yesteryear, as they call it, people who have to go through the levels and actually, you know, become a comedian, be a comedian. I've gone on stage and I've done it just to prove a point. I've gone on stage and bullshitted. Excuse my
Okay. All right. That's okay. It's the truth.
See what would happen. And only a small few was like, girl, you was off tonight. The rest was like, I want a picture with Jennifer. Okay. So it proved my point, you know.
Right.
Again, that only happened one time to prove a point, because I ain't gonna never go up there and make myself look crazy. Okay. Right. You know, I got 3 hours of material cocked up.
Right.
But, you know, it's just, it's a new day. It's a new dawn. And the thing is, it's crossed over into the movie industry, the TV industry, not just stand-up. And you really can't knock them, because they found a lane and they found something. And of course, because it's all about dollars and cents, they're going to be in demand over someone that's been doing it for 30 years and has built a following. But we're not sure if you're still hot, but we can bring this person in and guarantee 8 sold out shows and may have to add. So, I mean, when it all boils down to it, it's dollars and cents. You know what I mean? Like, you can either conform, which many have done, or you can stand on your laurels and say, you know, I'm not going to do that. I tell people all the time, like, oh, you should do skits. You should do skits. And I said, well, because I strive to be an actress and an Emmy and an Oscar one day. When I see Viola Davis do a skit, I'll do one.
Okay.
Man, we claim that Oscar.
That's right.
We claim that Oscar.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Don't be wrong. You know, when I saw Angela do one, I said, okay. Then I did one, but I ain't seen her do another one. So when I see Angela and Viola do another one, I'll do one.
Right. Understandable. You know, so I'm building my following through me.
You know, I'm like, you know, I can act. You can go and Google me right now and see what projects I'm in.
Right, exactly.
You know, I'm funny if you've been to my shows or even catch a live or whatever. I said, I'm not knocking any of them, but it just hasn't been put on my spirit to go in that direction right now.
Got you.
So, and it may one day, but right now it's just not in my spirit to throw on some blonde wig and be a damn character for a minute.
Right.
I'm just
No, well, that's understandable. So talking in the comedy vein, looking at from where it is now and to where where it has been and where it's going. Couple questions in there. Who was your favorite comedian growing up, and do you follow you kind of suits with that particular person?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny. First of all, let me just say for the record, I didn't grow up wanting to be a comedian.
Really?
That was not even in my mindset until I was 22 years old.
You mean last year?
Right. If I could have the wisdom I have now and go back to 22, I'd be a beast. But,
I know, right?
but you know, I grew up wanting really my image of what I wanted to be was like literally Claire Huxtable.
Wow. Really?
I just thought, like, when I met her for the very first time at Tyler Perry's grand opening gala,
yes,
I bowed to the woman. Because I said, like, you have to realize my childhood, my teenage years, my college years, like, I was the one that went to class and I had on slacks and a pump and a button down and I carried a briefcase. I wanted to be Claire Huxtable. It was in my, I just thought she was the epitome of just Black queenness. I was like, wow. When I met her and realized that is her. She's just regal. She breathes regal and elegant, you know. But I knew that there was a part of me wanted to be Debbie too, because Debbie's so real and scary. Like, you know, right. I love how you know the dynamic of both of them. But when I got into comedy, I think it was a way of me kind of reinventing myself and going against every grain that I had been raised to be.
Okay.
I tell people all the time, and those who know me well, they go, Coca ain't hardly ghetto. That chick bougie as hell. Right. Coca will hit you with a darling. You must have me mistaken. Right. Let me chat with you for a second.
Let me chat with me. Okay.
So seriously, like, as opposed to what people think I am as Jennifer, they think, you know, I'm loud and boisterous and da da da. And see, I grew up very like, you know, I was going to high teas when I was 12. Okay. You know, I was in cotillions. Okay. Yes. 2 cotillions before I was 17. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Yes. I knew how to, you know, I was curtsying, and, you know, my grandmother made sure that I knew how to cook and carry herself as a lady and find, you know, all these things. So when I became Coca Brown, it was almost like I want to be the virtual opposite of everything I was raised to be. Really? Unfortunately, what has happened is now I'm spending good part of my 40s trying to tell people that is a character.
This is not me.
I'm educated. I mean, I even had to do that. I even had to do that with TP. I was like, baby, I'm not Jennifer. I got degrees. Come here. Okay. But he would say stuff, and I'll be like, "Oh, you think I'm her for real?"
I mean, people don't. I mean, looking at you, I would have never thought that you had a master's degree in science.
Well, education.
Of education. Gotcha.
I have a bachelor's of humanities sciences in mass communications with a focus in advertising, and then I have a master's in secondary education.
Wow, beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, so it's like people think you're your character, but then, like I said, I have perpetuated that for the last 24 years as Coca Brown.
Yes.
Because Coca Brown is my alter ego. She is everything that would have made all of my aunties who hold their pinky out when they drink their tea cringe. So it's like, and now, you know, I'm at a point in my life that's like, that was fun playing her, but now I really want to be Farrah.
Wow.
Farrah. So it's like when I go on stage, sometimes they're getting such a melting pot. They're getting pieces of Coca, but they're probably getting more Farrah now.
Okay.
Because it's like, okay, I've given you 24 years of this character, and it's taking me where it needs to take me, but no, I need to go back to, you know, so
you know, and it's, you know, and it's beautiful. I mean, I think that's a credit to the acting, the natural acting talent to really bring on this persona of who, you know, people
are. The whole alter ego.
Right. Yeah.
That is my alter ego.
Your sauce are fierce.
You see.
Your sauce are fierce.
Exactly. There's Farrah Brown, there's Coca Brown.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I think you go through that as well, because, you know, when sometimes when you're set in life, and then, you know, of course, my mom was very much so as to making sure that I was the perfect gentleman. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, from the I can't think of her name, but from the classic way of making sure you dine properly, making sure that you know that your table linen was laid right, and all of that, and I treasure that. You know, I mean, at the end of the day,
I'm gonna tell you how
Emily
I was. It took me to the age of probably 35 to finally stop buying pantyhose, because I was raised where you do not wear a dress or a skirt with your bare leg.
Wow.
That's how bougie I was raised.
Wow. Wow.
So it's like the first time I wore a dress with no stockings, my mother was like, are those bare legs? And I was like, yes, mother, nobody wears stockings anymore. She was like, clutching pearls.
Right.
My mom still wears a stocking. I'm like, Mom, where'd you find it? Yeah.
No, I mean, I get it. So, so who would you say was your hero in comedy?
Yeah.
Okay.
In comedy, I would have to say when I got into it, I mean, I had always been a fan of Eddie Murphy. I mean, that was, I think, you know, where I could actually freely listen to it without sneaking. Because I remember my Uncle Frank, God rest his soul, he was my favorite uncle in the whole world, because he used to go to parties where he would give the kids money to dance. I think every Black person has that story.
Right.
A couple of dollars to dance for your family. Right. So, you know, my mom's side of the family, you know, they you know, my Uncle Frank was a turn up, you know, so he would throw these cookouts, and my mother had 8 brothers and sisters, so you imagine all of them there with all of their kids, and so the kids would be upstairs and the parents would be in the basement, and a lot of times they would play like Mom's Mabley albums, Red Fox albums.
Wow. Okay.
You know, Blowfly, which a lot of people don't remember. Blowfly was dirty.
Yeah, I remember hearing portions of it. Yeah,
really. Okay, Richard Pryor, whatever. So we'd be up there, but see, back in the day, you had those old houses that had those metal vents. So you listen all the way down to the basement, like HD surround sound. So we was getting all of that upstairs, even though we would be up there, you know, with the adults, but we was hearing everything. Exactly. So that was my first, introduction to comedy.
Right.
It was all dirty. So it was all dirty comedy.
Right.
And so when I got into comedy, I remember my uncle, when my Uncle Frank had passed away, his brother, my Uncle Luttrell, had gotten all of his albums. So I went to his house and I asked him, could I, borrow the albums? He ended up giving them to me, which was awesome. So I've got some classics like Mom's Mabley, Red Fox, whatever. And I began to listen to him. And the first, I would say, 10 years of my career, I was dirty as hell because that's all I knew. That's what I was learning. So I think that if I had to say my favorite, it was Richard. Okay. And then after that, it was probably Mom's. And Mom's was never blatantly dirty, but my uncle also had LaWanda Page albums.
Oh gosh, I remember. You probably remember that. Yeah.
LaWanda, honey, was female Red Fox. Like she was.
Right. Yeah.
Like my mentor, the Fat Doctor, took me under his wing very early in my career. And he mentored Mark Lawrence, Tommy Davidson, Donnell Rawlins. Okay. A lot of DC Comics went through his tutelage of some degree. And so when he realized the direction I was going in, he goes, okay, I see what you're doing. He said, now what I want you to do is do all them jokes with no curse words. So he forced me to be able to make myself funny in any setting when I was focused. So I said, because I was coming up, and then of course, when I got in the game too, Def Jam was hot. Right. So every female comic that was going on Def Jam was just as raw and rugged as the dudes.
That's true.
Marvelous, Adele Gibbons, Shirley Wood, them women was like fearless with their mouths and their pictures, and I loved it. Right. But, he taught me how to, you can season your food or you can give it to you unseasoned. He taught me how to. But, I would have to say Richard Pryor, Mom's Mabley, LaWanda Page. But Honestly, Eddie Murphy probably was my biggest influence, like as my favorite comic when I came in the game.
Gotcha.
I came up in the era where I went to the movies to see Raw.
Okay.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Wow. Well, we're gonna drop it. Before we're gonna go to a commercial break real quick, but we're gonna just switch over when we come back, talk about a little bit more of the acting, what you've done, and where things are going. Okay, so we're gonna go back commercial break. We'll be right back with you guys.
Yes.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in with us tonight on Truth Behind the Truth. Want to remind you guys that next week, a friend of Coco's and mine, the lovely actress, songstress, Miss Chandra Corelli will be with us next week. What can you say about Chandra Corelli?
She's amazing. She's
amazing and fabulous. Yes,
she is. To sing her tail out. We did a play.
Oh my God.
We did a play together back in January, and she tried to get me to sing in the play. I looked at her like, girl. I didn't faith and belief in this voice, but I know my gifts. And
yes. Chandra and I go way back from actually when we were church members and been friends since then from our church back in Conyers. We sang in the choir together, and all.
Oh wow, okay.
Yes. She's just another one of my dear hearts that's out there. Yeah. But guys, so Chandra Corelli will be with us next week, same place, same station. Yeah. So excited about having her. But anyway, so back into the questions. As I'm saying, guys, we have the lovely one from Miss Coco Brown with us tonight as well. And so if you guys are just tuning in, thank you for tuning in from our YouTube viewers as well as our Facebook viewers. And go to the Facebook page, get your t-shirt, Truth Behind Truth t-shirt available for you. All right, guys. Anyway, so back into tonight, we're talking with Coco Brown again about her wonderful life and what's going on with her. You have some questions you want to ask her?
Yes, I might have missed this in the first half of our interview. Was acting, was that introduced before the comedy or after the comedy?
Acting was introduced before. I did my first play when I was 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Wow. Oh, wow. And let me tell you something. I was watching one of your live stand-ups. You do some great impersonations. I'm like, you did a Biggie impersonation that was so spot on. And I wasn't really looking at the actual, video. I had turned my back and I thought, when did I just go listen to a Biggie interview?
I'm just saying, we gotta get back up to Brooklyn. It was all the but I used to be Dread Up Magazine.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I said, okay, you got some. But I was like, that was really like I was like, okay, I've seen you in your TV shows and in the movies. I was like, this is something that I never knew you could do. But was that an innate gift that had to be pushed out through stand-up or through whatever you were doing that moment?
It's so funny. You know, I kick myself sometimes that I haven't utilized it more in my stand-up and people don't know about it. But I've been mimicking and imitating people since I was a kid.
Yes.
I've got friends to this day who call me characters I used to create in high school. And I would do these little voices, you know. And so I would put it in every now and then. I don't know why I never really put it out there. Like, I know one of my biggest jokes that really helped my career was when I did this character called Crocodisha Dundee.
Oh,
and she would be in the hood, you know, looking for hood. And I did it on Comic View, and it ended up getting me a half-hour special on Comic View.
Wow.
Because they were like, oh my God, when she do that Crocodisha Dundee. And I just don't know why I never went for, I don't know, it's weird. And I'll pop a voice out, you know, I can imitate people singing and stuff. I don't know why. It's weird. It's like maybe that'll be my next student when I bring Farrah more to the stage. All of a sudden,
you can get. I'm telling you can get into some Shakespeare stuff.
Right.
That was, and I'm sorry.
Have you seen the Shakespeare joint?
Oh yes, I did. That was.
I used to come the stars of the men, and I do not understand why. I feel like I'm wretched in my belief. Child, please.
Oh my God.
You know, it's funny. I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm thinking that, you know, all of these wonderful characters. Have you thought about doing Shakespeare from the Hood?
You know, it's funny. I do this joke about how I brought Game of Thrones into the bedroom for my ex-husband.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Sire, my lord, I know that I'm not worthy to breathe the air that you breathe. But oh, how my soul shall be fulfilled, and all the gods shall be glorified. If only you would let me sit upon my face.
Okay, I can't. Woo!
And then he was like, I would go into this whole thing about, he was like, "Are you not entertained?" And I'm like, "No, sire, I need you to go deeper."
Yeah.
This is Sparta,
And let me tell you something. That caught me also off guard. It did, because I was like, "Wow!" I'm like, "Okay,
the first time I did it, it's like the people were dying, but all the comments were like, "Yo, where come with that?" Like,
But you were into it.
Yeah, you've got to be into it. You got to be in the moment.
Yeah. So with that being said, do you enjoy improv? Because of course, comedy is always improv at the moment because you're always in that particular. Do you enjoy that more, or what was your biggest joy? Do you enjoy the acting side of the comedy?
I love acting, but comedy has become more of my therapy.
Yeah. Oh, okay, gotcha. Good point.
I got something on my chest. Like sometimes, I'll do a real serious post, but somehow, some way, I'm gonna break character and say something crazy.
Okay.
Too serious, too long, just makes my skin itch.
Gotcha.
But, at the same token, it's like I love acting, and it's like I really want to do more drama. I really want to do more gritty, dark roles.
Okay.
It's like, I was telling my acting coach, I said, there is so many layers underneath here. And he goes, I know, we just gotta, we may have to create that role for you. Cause it's like, people tend to think that when they see you doing mostly comedic acting, that's all you can do.
Right.
And even when they've seen me on American Crime Story and 911, people still feel more comfortable seeing me in a funny capacity. But it's like, I want a precious role. I want something dark and ignorant where you just like, I don't like Coca no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really would love that. I want to sink my teeth into something. Because I'm cocky or arrogant, but real talk, I can be funny in my sleep.
Right, exactly. Okay.
I want to be challenged. I want
Challenged. Got you. Yeah, I have this hopeful role that I always share to everybody, that it's a cross between two segments of two Denzel movies, and then Robert De Niro from I don't know if you remember The Unforgettables, but that was like But I love Robert De Niro's role when he of course he was playing Al Capone. But you probably remember the scene when he was about to execute his one of his lead henchmen. But he was walking around the table and he was giving this monologue to every one of them. And I love how he was so nasty but nice, you know, at the same point. And so I love that. I always like extract that point as a character. And then I love the two scenarios of Denzel when, of course, everybody loves Training Day, you know, and his ruthless behavior, but the cunning side of him in American Gangster. And I love how that one particular scene that he walks out from his meeting and he executes Idris Elba, you know, on the street, shoots him in the head, walks back like nothing happened.
Yeah, like nothing happened.
Nothing happened, you know. So I mean, I like to, you know, I have these different characters in my head of something I really want to play. Like you said, this script has got to be out here somewhere for me, somewhere. You know, I mean, to be able to play.
The thing is, I would love to do like a role of like Lady Sings the Blues.
Okay.
But the Billie Holiday character might be a female comedian.
Oh wow. Wow.
Well, I could play that really authentically, and I'll just leave.
Wow. You know, we will put that in the universe for you to snatch that down so that role will come your way.
Like, you know, it's funny. I'm writing a script right now, and that's kind of my blueprint in my brain.
Okay.
Because I'm realizing that I'm probably going to have to bring my own vehicle, like drive my own vehicle into it. Because, you know, they've got their favorites now. They've got their ones they like to go to. And, you know, personally, I'm just tired of being the donkey in Shrek jumping up and down, yelling, pick me.
Right. Okay. Got you.
So, and nobody wants to be typecast. And that's the thing about
exactly. You know, it's like people love to typecast you and try to put you in that hole where that's, you know, oh yeah, I like her, but she does this. I'm an actress, damn it.
Right.
I do all, okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? I remember when I was going out for this one role where I was playing I was going out for a role of a detective in Africa. I went to a whole dialect coach and literally stayed in character for like 2 weeks for my audition.
Wow.
You know, and I still can talk like this. I still can give you a little bit. You just understand that when you are doing these things. I do.
Wow.
Yes.
Hell, all the Africans getting all the American roles. Well, damn it, let me play an African.
Play an African, right? So, and just speaking of roles, I think, you know, I'm just trying to think of what the film genre that I'm watching, but, you know, I really loved your character 911, you know, and I was looking for more.
Right.
You know, I was really. So, is there a possibility that you'll come back in another capacity?
We were in the middle of shooting a season when all this happened and everything got shut down.
Okay.
I shot 2 episodes and I was headed back to shoot a 3rd when everything got shut down.
Okay.
They were discussing about bringing me back. You know, we were renegotiating the contract to bring me back, and everything got shut down. So
got you.
And that's it. You know, they didn't bring me back all of season 3, and then season 4 they was like, we won't go back. So I mean, anything's possible. I haven't been released. That's a good thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. A beautiful thing. That is definitely a beautiful thing. Well, we're going to take another commercial break real quick. We're going to come back and dig in just a few more minutes. And then for the closing on, if you got any inspiration that you want to share with the acting community and as well, we said the public speaking community on how they can be more successful in front of the camera, in front of an audience. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll be back in a few minutes. All right.
Okay.
Hey guys, and welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. The Truth Behind the Truth tonight.
Yes.
We love that you guys are taking the time out to view us this evening. Saying hey to our YouTube channel followers as well as our Facebook followers. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Remember to go to the Truth Behind the Truth page. Get that t-shirt. That t-shirt.
That t-shirt.
That t-shirt.
Yeah,
the t-shirt. Right.
That
Get
t-shirt.
two of them shirts is what I'm saying.
Shirt.
Like Tanya.
Guys, we've got the lovely and wonderful my friend Miss Coco Brown with us tonight. And guys, I also want to remind you next week, the wonderful Chandra Corelli will be with us next week on our show as well. But anyway, we're going to dig a little bit more with Coco, and she's going to share some more with us tonight, and then we're going to wrap it up, guys, with our show this evening. So back into the acting vein, who was your hero in terms of acting?
Oh God, Viola Davis.
Okay, great, gotcha.
I mean, her, Angela Bassett, of course.
Okay.
I've studied everyone from Dorothy Dandridge, Pearl Bailey, Lena Horne.
Yes.
It's funny. I have probably put more energy into studying the acting greats than I have the comedy greats.
Wow. Okay.
Real with you, I just let
Gotcha.
it kind of be what it was going to be and flow with me. But when it comes to acting, it's so hard for me to watch anything with people in it that I admire without going into this whole study. Like, how are they breathing? How many times they blink their eyes?
Wow.
What do they do with their tongue? What are they doing?
Wow.
And then just enjoy the damn movie,
Right.
But like, seriously, Viola to me is a masterpiece. And then too, I'm a huge fan of Sarah Paulson.
Yes.
A new show called Ratchet on Netflix.
Okay.
Perfect.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
Perfection.
Wow.
And this woman, I am really like perfection. But there's a lot of actresses. Anjanae Ellis is amazing. When she played the mother Clark on the Clark Sister movie.
Yes.
It's like, so, that's my thing. It's like trying to, I guess I've gotten to the point that I'm not going to make the industry see me that way. I'm not going to keep asking them to see me that way. I'm going to make them see me that way.
Exactly.
That's where I think my true gift and passion lies.
Right.
And it just hasn't been brought out. So I said, okay, then I'll bring it out on my own.
Beautiful.
But I'm sorry, but do you see now, since your studied research of Dorothy Dandridge and Lena Horne, and now going up to the present time of the oppression that they had to deal with up till the situation now, do you see now more doors are opening for African American actresses at this point in time?
It is people of color. Because you'd be surprised, and this is no diss to any of them because they're amazing actors and actresses too. But a lot of black folks you think you watching is black, they African. They come from England.
Exactly.
They talk like this, and when you have enough to do with them, that's what they sound like,
Right, exactly.
Talk to them, like what, but. But people of color, absolutely. I want them. I hope the industry gets into the mindset of it can be more of 10 of us at a time.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's okay. It's more than 10 of us at a time. It's okay.
Right.
Wakanda Hollywood, okay? It's okay. You can have more of 10 of us working at the same time,
Right, exactly. And that's one of the things that when we were putting this, as I said, the Actors Symposium together, and when we all come together for the Zoom, the big Zoom that we're going to have, this is the cross conversation that I really want us to be able to have, and really to kind of be there for one another, you know what I mean? And really say to this industry is that these people are about more than just what you thought they were about. They're a lot about more than greater roles, changing the narrative of the industry. And number one, the industry has to become more fluent in multiculturalism. Because you cannot have these deposits of one shows with no African American nor Hispanic or Asian or whatever the case may be. That's got to change.
It used to be a time like a show like Friends where you might have 1 or 2 black people in 40.
Oh my God!
Season. Yeah. Now, it's gonna be one of us sprinkled in there somewhere.
Right.
The token brother.
Shows with black leads is what's amazing. Like you guys talking about Lovecraft Country. With y'all, where you think I'm going?
Right.
That is my show, but
yes, it is.
Got to keep rewinding it because you're like, what the hell did I just watch?
Right.
I could never just watch it in that hour. It takes like 2 hours. I'm like, what the?
Same with Watchmen. Same with Watchmen. Oh,
my brain. I realized I couldn't do Watchmen and Lovecraft at the same time.
No.
So I said I'm gonna get through Lovecraft and then I'm gonna go back and watch Watchmen because I think if I did both, I'd have been in here, like dinging ombos and conjuring spirits. No.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about, I think, in the essence of you mentioned brilliant. I mean, I'm speaking even brilliant in scripts. I mean, the audience just you Watchmen, for example, if you haven't seen the whole thing, but you walk away from that demanding at least 8 seasons. You know what I mean?
I'm so mad that Ratchet is over right now.
Oh, wow.
The last episode of the season. I'm like, nah.
Yes.
Lovecraft Country got me. It got me hooked. Because when I was posted, I said, is that an alien? I don't know about black folks and aliens.
Right, exactly.
Because I was like, no, but it's so good. And it's the subliminals.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
The underlying messages under the message, under the message.
Yes. It's something else.
Yes.
You question your intelligence, though. Some of y'all gonna watch and be scratching your head. That's when you're gonna realize you ain't that smart. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? But watch it again. But then some you'll watch and you'll be like, I wasn't even supposed to catch that. That's freakish. Ooh.
Right.
So woke? I'm woke. So.
Because it's abstract art. It's abstract content. That's what I want to call it. Abstract content. Wow. Because where you would think, the storyline is about racism, then you have these aliens come out of somewhere, like out of one place and out the other. It's like, okay,
that last episode with the homegirl with the octopus and stuff.
Yeah.
Jesus. And sometimes am I the only one that feel like you need to just read a scripture right quick while you're watching it?
Right.
Demonic shit. Like,
right. Okay.
First Corinthians. Okay, let me go back and finish it. Okay.
Right.
You just gotta read a quick scripture to get your head right because it's. But it's so good, though. It
is. I was so surprised and taken because I have to bring up the episode where she was transforming into the Caucasian lady and back and forth. Oh my God!
No,
that was
homegirl. Why they had to play Cardi B though?
Okay.
Bloody shoes. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay.
I turned all my red bottoms around in the closet. I don't even want to see the bottoms of them.
I don't see them, right? But I was like, I could not believe. But just to think about that, but then again, you really understand where they're going with that because that is the kind of the desire of so many people in society.
Seriously.
Just thank God they didn't play WAP in the last episode when he was getting it in and the alien came out.
Well, I'm the only one like. What we gonna do?
That was my head. Was that like?
Not read the scripture before I go to bed. I can't go to bed with that on my head.
Just an observation. Thank God that didn't happen. Oh God. Oh,
it's funny. We had this discussion the other day on a podcast, and it's like all these shows. Though, is it just me, or is every show now have to have a gay storyline?
Oh
yeah.
Every show, Rapid, Lovecraft Country, P-Valley. Let's just do this. They all have, and I'm thinking, it used to be kind of like far and few between, but but now it's like every single show has to. It's like it's an unwritten rule.
Right. You know what? When The Color Purple came out, I think people bypassed the storyline between Sugar Avery and Celie. You know what I'm saying? It started with that. And then it took for some people who watched the Broadway show to realize, it was a lesbian relationship and we did not know.
If you read the book, you'd have known that. See, black folks need to read.
You gotta read. It's true.
Because I'm the kind of person that
we need more of that storyline.
I buy the book and read the book.
Right.
Yes.
Well, you touched on a strong point. The one thing in film, and we'll wrap it up with this with your closing remarks, is that you mentioned about the gay line story. It has been, I think, for so long, it's just been okay for women to be seen in that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout, you mentioned about with the color purple, and it's always been women down through the ages.
Yes.
But now that it brings the male factor into it, it seems like it's exploited more, or either the attention is brought to it more. And I don't know. Speak on that. Why do you think that it has been suddenly with the women? Because again, several movies we can go across, and then it was there.
Well, yeah, there's a whole lesbian storyline in Ratchet. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
It's not like it's a color thing. Because some people talk about why they trying to gay up all the black stuff. No, it's gay over the white people too.
Right.
Because I watch a lot of black shows, and it's gay over there too.
Right.
I don't have a problem with it, and it doesn't bother me. I know that I've been watching stuff like, I have a male friend right now. It's like whenever the gay scene come on P Valley, he get up and say, "Let me know when the bitch is back on screen." I said, "You know what?"
He didn't watch Oz.
Soon as Uncle Clifford come on the screen, like, I'm like, "Where you going?" "I can't do this. I can't do this." It doesn't bother me because that is life.
That's
right.
Life.
Mm-hmm.
That is life. That is life. That is people. That's all people. They're
right.
Race, culture, creed, religion. Let's just keep it 100.
Right.
So I don't have a problem with it being depicted. It doesn't bother me whether I'm seeing two women being intimate or two men. It doesn't bother me.
Right.
But I know a lot of people are thinking, it's some agenda in the black community, but child, please.
No, it's been there.
If any of us went to a Baptist church, we would have
well, see, I was just about to go there. The agenda was already there. It was already there.
That church, we ain't never met a straight choir director.
Okay, well.
Okay, anyway.
The agenda was already there. But anyway, this has been such a wonderful night. I have thoroughly just. If you got anything you want to share with the inspiring world of actors, the ones that are already out there, I see in the struggle, because it is definitely a struggle for most of them wanting to be, even accomplish what you may say a small amount what you've done, but how you persevered and pressed in. If you got some, encouraging words to say to them tonight, we'll wrap it up with your, your encouraging words.
Yeah.
I would just tell anybody right now, and it's funny, I was talking to my comedian actor Rodney Perry last night.
Yes.
And love Rodney. And so we were talking about how this pandemic has made you really either discover your other talent or utilize your other talent. Because when Hollywood shut down and stand-up shut down, we had to rely on other businesses, hustles, talents, whatever to keep us above market suffices. And I would tell any actor out there right now, if this hasn't taught you anything, it's okay to have a plan B.
Yes.
Focus on your plan A.
Yes.
You better have a plan B.
Plan B.
You get stuck in the house again for 7 months.
Right. Love it. That's exactly true. I totally agree.
Okay. When they used to tell you had to be balls in and you couldn't do nothing else but act or nothing else but stand up, boo-boo. Them days are dead. When we walk around with ass, Connie.
That's true.
So it's okay to have something that Chadwick Boseman said.
Yes.
I wish they'd make it public because it was kind of in a cliquish setting, but he said something so prolific. He said every actor should have 9 irons in the fire.
Wow.
And that's real. That's real talk. You cannot one note. You can't. And if they expect you to be, they don't understand how this business works.
They do not. And the general public,
and you better have other irons in the fire.
The general public has no idea what this industry, what you have to do to be involved in this industry. They have no clue because people think that you're supposed to be right to the top and right to a spotlight and on you at any given moment.
Everybody ain't meant to be famous. Some of us are meant to be celebrities.
Right.
The difference. Yes. I'm a celebrity. I'm not famous.
Right.
Famous is when I can't go to Walmart.
Right. Gotcha.
I'm a celebrity. I can still go to Kroger and get groceries with my kid and not worry about being rushed by somebody.
Right, exactly.
I always tell people I'm famous enough. I'm good.
Thank you.
Wow,
Thank
that's
you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Now that is a beautiful conclusion. I mean, I love that. I love that so much.
Yes.
Coco, we want to thank you so much for taking the time out tonight. And I'm sad on one aspect because I don't get to see you that often in person.
I know. You have to come out of the house. Just wrap your face in saran wrap and poke.
Okay, come But when you get out here working, and we'll have to go for a glass of wine. Call me when you get out here. Next time you're out here after everything is all set, we'll go spend some time personally. I love you. Sending you kisses. Thank you so much for tonight.
Talking to y'all so much.
Yes. So look forward to guys having Coco back with us at the end, close to the end of the year. Here for the big supporters that's been a part of this. Honey, sweetie, we love you. Oh, you know what? Hang on. We're gonna run a little longer. We did not get into the cocoa edibles. We need to talk about that. I'm sorry. We're gonna take a few minutes to talk about that. I'm sorry. Go ahead and talk about that.
Edibles because I don't want to go to jail.
Oh, yeah. I caught that. No on the edibles.
I'm sorry.
It's not LA out there.
Okay.
It's not LA. We forgot.
So do you want to mention your delightful desserts?
Yes,
my perfect flavors. They are CBD, THC infused goodies. We do powders, cookies, gummies, muffins, cupcakes. I do special orders. I've done banana pudding, sweet potato pies, cornbread, you name it, I can do it. I cook them myself.
Wow.
Grandmothers Mildred and Nellie taught me how to cook so that I know how to burn, honey.
Exactly.
Tailor to your liking, whether you like something for insomnia, anxiety, depression, pick me up or lay me down.
Okay.
If you want, something a little light, or you want Snoop Dogg, I can do it all. So,
all right.
But you're using that degree to use. You a scientist in the oven.
Yes, we do it with butters and cooking oil, so you can do it. Just hit me up, cocuscravables.com.
Gotcha. Thank you for that.
Ooh, I might hit you up.
So real quick, I know we're supposed to wrap it up, but I forgot we mentioned about. So anything we can look out for you that's coming out in the next few months or so?
I just shot a movie for Hallmark called A Cupid for Christmas. It comes out for the holidays.
Okay.
And I also did the Philando Castile story where I play his mother. I don't know when that comes out, but I shot that as well.
Okay.
And I also just shot, and also my directorial debut. On my block in Detroit last weekend, and that comes out next year as well.
Oh, fantastic! That is beautiful. That is so. We always tease. I know we're supposed to wrap up the show, but we found some other point to go into. We'll wrap it up in just a second. Okay. How is it working for Hallmark? I'm just curious.
Oh yes.
How's it work? Huh?
Nothing.
I think I heard you. But say it again.
It was a great experience, but
okay.
Yeah, just know that it was great. It was awesome.
I got you on that one. I got you.
It was great. It was awesome. I mean, in and out. I shot my scenes. They were taken care of. They complied with all the COVID, requirements. I mean,
yes.
Like I literally had to be tested 3 times in 7 days before I even stepped foot.
Wow.
So to say the least, I don't know how anybody can do cocaine because something up your nose is no fun.
I can believe it. I certainly can believe it. So, and then you also have your podcast, right? With
actor Gary Sturgis. You know him from Tyler Perry's Daddy's Little Girls and Bad Black Woman. This brother is amazing. You'd be surprised how many voiceovers you've heard his voice on and didn't know it was him.
Oh, wow.
Owns a restaurant called Crabe's, which is authentic Louisiana Cajun cooking in LA that is off the chain.
Okay.
He's a writer, producer, director. And we do the Coca and Gary show on live Friday nights on Zoom that you can watch us do it. And then it's uploaded come Sunday night on iHeartMedia, Spotify, Anchor, iTunes, Amazon, all across the board.
Wow. Outstanding.
Top 10 of urban shows on iHeartMedia right now.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Wow. That's beautiful.
yes.
See, Alan, you got your hands in so many things. But like you said earlier on, it's just like you've got to be creating your own content to be able to survive.
Seriously. I mean, while they're sitting over there still thinking all I am is funny, I'm over here trying to be a mogul.
Right, exactly. That's what we're doing on this end, trying to be a mogul somewhere, be it this setting or eventually behind you, open up productions or whatever, because we got a lot we want to do and we're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? It's the time to get it done.
It's nothing stopping you when they can shoot whole movies for 1 minute on an iPhone and become famous tomorrow.
Okay.
We're holding you back, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, honey. Thank you again so much. To be the part tonight. I like I said, when you call me, when you get out here, we'll sit down, go off wine, all that good stuff, and have a great time.
Yes, I will.
All right.
You guys are in LA, right?
Yes, right downtown LA.
Yes.
Are you guys okay with the smoke and stuff?
Yeah, well, we don't go out the house. We don't go out the house.
Everything's on the compound. We can at least we have a pool we can sit beside. Thank God.
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Girl. You got to dream somewhere else. This is my Bentley. It's going to be bigger one day. So,
Okay.
Hey.
It's
all my actors out there, start somewhere.
okay. It's already in the driveway. It's already in the driveway.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, darling. Love you much. Thank you again. We'll be talking soon. All right. Have a beautiful night.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Bye-bye. Guys, thank you for tuning in tonight to the show. We really enjoyed Miss Coco Brown with us tonight. And remember, next week, the wonderful Chandra Corelli will be with us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here tonight. Remember, go to the Truth Beyond Truth page. Get your T-shirt. Get your T-shirt. We need those orders coming in.
And one more thing. Find your authenticity, people, and vote.
Yes.
Vote.
Vote. All right. Guys, have a great night. YouTube family, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Have a great night.